Hi, it's Ileana at Awakening Cosmic Reality Show, and I have Aaron Pyne today with me. Hi, Aaron.
Hello, hello, greetings.
Greetings. It's beautiful to have you on the show.
Thank you. Wonderful to get to be here and share, play, and connect.
Me too. I saw your beautiful work through David Lotherington at the Thole.ca website, and I just loved the beautiful golden colors and the wings. I thought you did a spectacular job, and his website is very spiritual, very healing, and it's also a magical teaching academy, I believe.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
So it's imbued with beautiful golden, like I felt it had magical energy. And I'm like, this guy is really spiritual and he's doing spiritual slash healing business websites. And I really wanted to
Yeah,
connect to you.
wonderful. Yeah, it's been a big part of my life and big passion to bring forth these sort of magical sites that really, express that sort of energy and that spirituality and that level of consciousness.
Exactly. And I'm also a healer and a psychic. So for me, seeing that beautiful flow of energy and sincerity in a website, it's so important because
Yeah,
it shows, like when you're looking at these beautiful healing websites, it's not just a business, it's something spiritual. It's something that represents a divine connection to the type of work that the person does and who created the website.
totally, totally. Yeah, yeah. To me, it's kind of been kind of my this thought came to me many years ago when I first really got into doing this was, it's kind of I'm creating these digital temples, right? Maybe in other lifetimes or dimensions, so we maybe have more physicalized temples, but these are like these digital temples where we get to, bring forth our healing and the wisdom and the teachings and to really uplift humanity through this and make this sort of wisdom just really available, right, to people kind of anywhere in the world. So it's been my goal, my vision, my purpose to help really hold that sacredness in those websites as much as possible, and figure out how to make the technical systems, all the details and digital things, synergize with that, and to really represent the energy that the school or the healer or the psychic or whoever I'm working with is really, capturing their signature and their energy that they're bringing through.
And I could feel that the energy was very sacred. I could feel like I could feel like it had healing and a sacred temple. It felt like
Yeah,
it was another world, like a very
right.
divine, energetic world of creation.
Mm,
And this is really what inspired me to contact you because when I went to your websites, I saw that you went through such an interesting spiritual journey and on a path of healing to become a Reiki master shaman. You're into I think you teach meditation and
yes,
you
yes, I
guide
do.
meditation.
Yeah,
Can you talk a little bit about all that beautiful work that you do?
yeah. In a way, I mean, I've studied many different modalities and forms, and in a way, it's always kind of been there really since childhood. I remember as a kid drawing these geometric mandala designs, and had no idea what they were consciously at that point, but would now be called like sacred geometry, right? So that's always kind of been there. And then, yeah, when I was 17, 18 is when I had my spiritual awakening really and started connecting with guides and doing shamanic journey work and learning Reiki and healing. So all these kind of gifts, if you will, came on, fairly early for me. And at that same time, I was also into computers and technology and started making digital artwork of as a way to like reflect what I was experiencing and seeing in these other worlds and bringing through. And pretty much pretty soon made my own website to start sharing my artwork. And then from there, I was going to different psychic festivals and things like that, and I was meeting other healers, and they're like, "Oh, could you make artwork for me? Could you make a logo? Could you make a website for me?" And so yeah, started doing that in my early 20s, while also learning and beginning to teach, and have been teaching a lot of different styles of energy healing work and meditation, also working with clients one-on-one in that, and then also doing the website design work. And a lot of my clients come to me over the years because they're like, oh, I need a website, but I need somebody that understands what I'm doing. And many times they've gone to maybe another web designer that's used to do in regular businesses, and they just didn't get it, that I couldn't translate to them, and they were doing stuff that wasn't really in sync and alignment with what I was trying to represent. And I was like, don't worry, I got you. I understand, the Reiki you're doing, or the astrology, or the psychic readings, or you're bringing in spirit guides, and all these different people, beautiful people around the world that are bringing in this new earth, right, and bringing in this new consciousness. So that's been one of my passions, is to help translate that and bring that through the website. And then, yeah, over the years, gosh, I've done all kinds of, I'd say, guided meditation into connecting into the other realms, into our spirit allies, working with our energy systems and opening that up. I've been trained in many modalities and have been developing some new stuff I've been bringing out, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The inner realms journey. But yeah, it's all of my life, 1,000% of it is dedicated to this kind of stuff and bringing this magic, this wisdom through to help build the new earth, and up level people, open people's hearts, help people reconnect with their spirit and their true essence.
And it's so important when these spiritual and healing websites are created, I think, in terms of the navigation, the color, the text, the content, an overall theme for the websites. How
Yeah.
would you describe those?
Yeah, definitely very important, right? To have both like a level of professionalism and clean and like modernism, so that I feel like that helps, especially people, right? There's a lot of people waking up um, in areas where maybe they came from like corporate backgrounds or professional backgrounds, or the mainstream, whatever that is. And so they need to see that level of professionalism that looks good, so that they feel safe. Like, okay, this psychic, this healer, there's a legitimacy to it. There's something real here. And then also within that, kind of synergizing that world with the spiritual, to have the colors, the geometries, right, the sacred symbols, to really create this feeling, energetic quality, feeling, the visuals, the way the words are laid out, that, oh, I'm entering here, even though I'm going to this technical thing here on the website, right on the computer, there's something sacred here. There's something uplifted. There's something otherworldly, maybe even here, and to really have that presented when they come into the site. Like I said before, it's like they're walking into this sacred temple. So a lot of that's done through the visual. They say like a picture is 1,000 words, right? And if you go into, it varies what I get to do on every website. It's a little bit different, but I really like to bring in those ones where there's a lot of beautiful imagery there that inspires that divine connection, that sacredness, and almost sort of transmits a healing right when somebody walks into the site, and they're like, oh wow, like I can feel myself shift. And I've gotten, so many people have told me that over the years, or many of my clients, or like write me a year later, like, oh my gosh, I've had so many of my clients come to my site or look at my business card that I made for them, and like their clients just felt this healing, this shift, this opening just from that. And then that drew them in to then connect and say, I want a session with you, or I want to buy one of your products, because they could feel that resonance right there with it. So it's really important for us, bringing the spiritual wisdom through, to have that clearly shown everywhere, on the website, on our business cards, on our marketing, social media, where we're at, to really uphold this beautiful quality and essence of what we're doing and what we're bringing out to the world, right? Because it's very important, and people are really opening to these things and seeking these things. So this like level of beauty and sacredness and connection to that is very important to bring out in our work.
Yes, and the right message and the right theme and idea, because every healing business, every spiritual connection is different for people.
Yeah.
So if people come to you with ideas already, and if it's like a little too much or not enough, how would you suggest they expand? Or if it's something not quite what it should be, how would you suggest to them that here's some ideas where you could self-correct a little bit here, and we can work on this or that? Because it's like maybe the message, they have an idea, but it's not quite fleshed out, or it's something a little different from what they actually do. So it kind of needs more alignment, more more on topic, more on theme. So how would you help those people who have an idea, but it's might need to be expanded or changed a little to fit the theme of the work that they do?
Sure, sure. Yeah, and I get people that come in with a wide variety. Some people have no idea. Some people have very specifics or anywhere in the middle. So yeah, I've got kind of a process, a questionnaire I take them through to really help me get a clear vision of who they are and what they're bringing through, and to then, yeah, look at what ideas they have. And then if I do see like, okay, this is, some things are a bit off here, I do some consulting. I kind of will do like an intuitive session and see what's going on, and just kind of work through it. And I might even start doing some draft designs. I'm like, okay, I see you're kind of wanting this, but maybe we could do this or bring in these colors or these other aspects to help really clarify the message and make sure we're spot on and transmitting it. I know it's easy, right, to have an idea in your head, but it's good to have those somebody outside to reflect back and say, okay, see what you're saying, but I'm also seeing this, or where we can improve these things. And it's often like this creative collaborative process between me and my client. And I gently guide them and say, here's my professional opinion, here's what I've seen work, here's what I'm intuitively getting. And then kind of, I always defer to my client to give the final opinion, because they're going to be the one walking away with this and using it. But I kind of like love to bring in these suggestions and show options, and the reason behind that. And usually from there, we always move through the process. And some people it's very quick, some people it takes a little bit. Um, I've seen a lot of times it's interesting people's process as they're stepping into this work. A good majority of my clients are like coming out for the first time, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's they're coming out from corporate, or they're like stepping into this new level of themselves, and it's really a lot about them just embodying this bigger picture, bigger version of themselves, and bringing forth more of their healing and their gifts. So often the website, the logo, all that sort of reflects that of like, okay, well, let's, who are you really? What are you really bringing through? And how can we really signify that? So often there's a healing process for the healer in this journey. When we're bringing their website, the logo, it's like, okay, let's up level you. And in that, this temple, this website temple, this logo, which is like your magical symbol, it's your signature, like really refining that, refining you, so that you are, really standing in your embodiment of your true power and your gifts, and your purpose here in the world.
Definitely. And some people have, like, they created beautiful websites, they have beautiful services, the
Mhm.
healing. They don't know how to market themselves. And
Yeah.
they're just like, how do I market myself? What do I do with that? Because you,
Right.
you also do some creative, successful marketing. What would
Yeah.
you suggest to beginners? Just like a basic thing that works for almost anybody in
Mhm.
marketing tools.
Yeah, big piece of like online marketing, right, is putting out the content that is little tasters of what you offer and who you are. And I like to tell people two things about this. One is, imagine you meet somebody for the first time. Maybe you're an expo or you're out at an event, and you introduce yourself to somebody. You get to share a bit about yourself and how you work and what you do. So think of that content, whether it's some YouTube videos or social media images or writings. Use that as an opportunity to share yourself, because basically, all these online things are allowing you to meet, sort of digitally meet, 50, hundred thousands of people at a time. So you're trying to extract, if you will, a little bit of your essence, or put a little bit of your essence out through these digital things.
Mhm.
So that gives them that connection. You're building a repertoire, you're building a relationship, you're building trust with those people. So that's a good, just using those things as that sort of almost like you're at the handshake, right? The hello, this is this is who I am. Um, and then also, it can be easy to get bogged down with doing all that, creating. A lot of clients like, oh, am I going to create all this stuff? And I like to, and I do this myself, use that content creation as a fun exercise for yourself, almost a spiritual practice for yourself, right? So if I'm writing something, or I'm creating an image to put out, or a video, I look at it as one, it's an opportunity for me to learn because we're always learning. And when I create something, it's like I'm learning, I'm contemplating what I already know, what's within me, and bringing that out. I was trying to have fun with it. Like, okay, what do I want to talk about today? Because I really want to talk about energy healing or connecting with your soul's power, or connecting with guides, right? It's a way for me to like tap into that energy of that and then create from it. So using it as like almost like an artistic expression, right, of creating these different things. And if you can kind of approach it from that way of just being like fun and creative and a way for you to gift your service, your offering, your essence to the world, um, things will usually flow a lot easier for you and through you, and be more like an easier process, right, to get those things out there to the world. And again, while you're doing that, if you're doing that, people can feel that, right? Like, okay, I can feel that joy there, or that wisdom that's coming from their heart and their true essence, and that resonates with people and gets them engaged with you. So those are two like really core concepts to play with when you're starting your marketing.
Yeah, show the uniqueness of who you are, what you truly stand for.
Yeah.
What makes you stand out from everybody else in your uniqueness, like your profound wisdom, ideas, kind of, and giving back, like you said, little samples
Mhm.
of services, ideas. Would you say do blogs help in videos?
Yep. Yeah. Blogs are great. Videos are great. Having a good mix, right? Like some short ones, some long ones. Um, what I like to have people do is kind of start. It's hard. It can get overwhelming again for some people. Like, okay, do I have blogs? Do I have videos? Social media? I like to kind of get them all going a bit and try to repurpose. So, especially if you're starting off, you only got so much time. Say you write an article, then make a video of that article, then cut it up and use that for a few different posts, right? So you kind of get to recycle stuff because some people might come in and read the full article. Some other people might just want to watch the video. Somebody might just see it on social media, so kind of use that same essence and sort of replicate it out in different avenues is very helpful, and again makes it a little more manageable, especially if you're just starting off, if you're just one person, to get these things out there.
Yeah, and usually when I have ideas, I jot them down and I save them somewhere in a log file, and then sometimes they turn into books, like
Yeah, totally.
literal books of ideas, and that content can be fleshed out even more because creativity comes in many different forms, like podcasts, videos, blogs,
Right.
or just sharing ideas, like making little presentations and giving people ideas of creativity. Even something so small can be so inspiring,
Yeah.
and just a spark, a real spark of creation to be shared. And it gives others ideas, and you're helping them, and you're showing your ability, what you can do with that. And then people say, oh, okay, I like your idea, I like what you stand for, I want to do a session with you, a consultation,
Right.
because you're not afraid to share your ideas and thoughts and help to inspire others. Would you say that this kind of sharing of ideas also works like that a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, you get to inspire others and ignite them, which often does lead those connections. And what's kind of cool too, is putting this stuff out there, right, on YouTube or podcasts or whatever. That stuff stays up for a while. I've gotten people that have reached out to me from the video I posted years ago, and they're like, "Oh, I just found this video. I got one that's really popular about dragons. I love dragons and dragon spirit guides and things like that." And that's been up there for 3 or 4 years now, and I still get people reach out to me, hey, I just saw your video and want to know more, and can I work with you and learn more about it. So it like you said, inspires those ideas, it opens up those potentials for them. They felt a resonance with what I shared and the wisdom and the aspects of that in the video, and then they want to reach out and chat more and maybe do a session or some training with me. So it's like you're almost kind of putting those planting the seeds out there in the digital world of your ideas, of your creativity, of your gifts, and knowing that it's going to spark people out there. And it's really amazing that we have this ability to reach out to people around the world with our gifts. So
And it seems like these creations are becoming more organic and organic. It's not stage scripted planned. It just organically happens in a very creative, intuitive way because
That's,
shamans, healers, they have a capacity to connect to the higher density, higher dimensional universal energy.
mhm,
And you're getting creative inspiration from the universe. Would you
totally.
say sometimes that works for you like that?
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just like I'm always, in this back and forth between listening and creating, listening and creating, and every day like new stuff comes through. So it's like I've kind of learned to give myself some time each day to be in that creative mode and create new things and put them out there. Or like you do, I've got a document I keep available. I can access on my phone or wherever. If I need to something comes through, I can jot down some notes. And, oh yeah, make a video about this or write this, and just keep following that trail, right, of ideas, because what's coming through is, yeah, what you're tapping into, what your soul's connected to, and is also right part of your purpose, your essence, to bring through those particular frequencies and insights in that. So the more you just trust in that, it's like you're giving, you're surrendering and connecting into your higher self's essence and what that is, and allowing that to emerge through you out into this world.
So if you have somebody who's really new, just wants to make a website or come forward and start speaking, but they're hesitant or reticent,
Mhm.
what would you suggest to them? How would you suggest they start presenting themselves?
Mhm. Um, like somebody like that, if they're open to it, I'd like to do a session with them, right, to kind of like help them break up any fears and maybe limitations in their system, because that can be common to have that. And then starting, right, is just like kind of getting out there and doing it, putting together the website with where you're at, because websites can grow and expand. I've got clients that I've been working on the websites for years, and they continue to expand in their offerings and step out more into the world. So it's like, okay, we can always start with a few page site. I'm actually doing one for a client now who's just kind of coming out. He does some different healing tools. So he's like, okay, I just want to start small, a 3 page site. So we're just getting that going. So he has at least something up, and then he can build from there. And that's a big step for him, just to go from nothing to that. And he can tell it's like he's he's making that commitment to himself. Like, okay, I'm going on this path. I'm gonna make this endeavor. I'm gonna bring these gifts to the world. And so that just gets that process going and opens up that energy. And then I gave him guidance on what to write and what we need for the site, and he was able to start pulling that through and get that together and tap into that creativity. So it's like kind of get that ball rolling and get things moving, and to take that step, like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then things will come forward. And like I said, we can start your website, like, okay, let's just do a 3 page site, something small to get you going, and maybe even make a roadmap of, okay, once that's up, next step will be, for him, he wants to do like a shopping cart in maybe a few months. So just kind of piecing it together for him as he's ready.
And that leads us into the next one, definitely e-commerce on a website and e-commerce connections to platforms. I know many of my friends who are healers, who are creatives, they're also painters and teachers of art.
Sure.
And if they have paintings they want to sell, or they want to do meditations or books, how would you how would you integrate that e-commerce and the e-stores, or just
Mhm.
for spiritual clothing, selling that? How would you integrate that into a website?
Mhm. Yeah, so I have to use WordPress is my kind of go-to website system, and there's an e-commerce system for that, WooCommerce, that's really great. It has a lot of options and is very expandable. So I can set up, if you want to do the digital products, if you want to do like digital downloads of meditations or PDFs, but it can also handle the physical products, right? If you want to set up clothing or paintings or oracle decks, and you got to think of there's a handful of pieces, right? The payment gateway of how you're going to accept the payments, usually PayPal, credit card processing, Stripe, Square, a few things like that. You think about the shipping, UPS, USPS, FedEx, all that, and there's a bit of configuration there, and just making sure that's all streamlined for your business. And then we can also set up membership systems where people can subscribe, right? Maybe as a monthly fee or a yearly fee for them to access maybe ongoing courses or ongoing classes or ongoing content of whatever sort. So usually I'll kind of map that out with the client, say, okay, what do you want to sell now? What might be coming down the road? And then we can kind of start to lay out the proper system for you to make sure it can handle everything you want to do. That can also handle sessions, right? If you want to sell different types of sessions or different lengths of sessions, we can also set up appointment system where people can actually book their time on your calendar, which is very handy if you're doing a lot of sessions. So you don't have to, email back and forth and schedule things. It's all right there through the website. So, a few different options. I like to kind of see where people at, help you get lined up with what's going to work best for you and get you going.
And if people have external things like Spreadshop or Etsy, do you help them with linking that to the website if they have external stores?
Yeah, yeah. We can. There's a lot of different ways we can do it. We can just be straight up linked to it. You can do a shopping cart, full shopping cart on the website, and then have certain things linked over to Etsy, so it'll bounce them over there for that. There's ways, we can talk about, is it good to have your product on Etsy and your website as well? Because right after you're selling it through your website, Etsy doesn't get that cut, so that could be handy. But you may want to build up that Etsy shop because Etsy has, a reach of a lot of people already on searching on Etsy. So we can kind of navigate, what's going to make sense marketing wise, long-term wise, of how to connect those two. If you have, I've got a light language course on Udemy, so use that, but I've got links on my websites over to that, so you can sign up for that. So lots of different ways you can use those.
Like multi-purpose links and multi-purpose descriptions so people can be aware of the products, because you might have your own e-commerce shop on the website, but you might be also linking your outside store. So that makes it multi-purpose for the websites.
Yeah.
And I think you described that perfectly, because sometimes people have several options that they want on their site for both of those things. And it's important to be able to integrate them in a way where you can easily find it in the descriptions and the links.
Yeah.
So I like your approach. You say, well, let's map this out and see what makes sense to have more on your website, what makes sense to have on the Etsy store, Udemy, what you're selling or what people are going to buy. That depends. What should be more on the e-commerce store on the website or an external store online.
Right. And you might even, like, I've had done some stuff where it's like, we have some stuff out there on those other sites. Maybe it's like, say, the level 1 and introductory to you. And that way people can find you on there. But then, within that, you say, hey, if you want level 2 or the next part of the class, come over to my website. And that's kind of a way to bring them in a little bit closer, right, to your inner circle of offerings.
And would you say networking online, doing shows, does that help you to sort of refer yourself out to connect with more people and opportunities?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like, letting people get to know you and know that you're out there. So, trying different channels and see what works for you. You might really find your strides on YouTube or Facebook or a couple of them. So, kind of getting out there and testing the waters, or maybe you already have, right? Maybe you've already been on Facebook a lot just personally. So that might be easy to get a Facebook business page up and rolling because you can kind of connect with all your friends that are already on there. Or if you're starting from scratch, we can look at, well, okay, maybe Instagram might be a little bit easier to get you going from scratch, right? So kind of see what system's going to work. Or if you're, if you're a little bit shy and you're like, I don't think I can do video. All right, well, let's come back to that. Maybe do video later and focus us elsewhere, right? And then in-person events, are obviously coming back, and people are excited to get out again and be around people and that sort of thing. So the face-to-face is always really powerful. And when you do those, making sure you've got the materials, the banners, the signs, the business cards, the QR codes, all these things that will help you stay connected with those people you meet. Because especially if you do a show, right, you can meet hundreds, thousands of people very quickly. So you want to make sure you connect with them, and have a way to get them to your site, maybe a way to capture their email or something like that. And really, too, if you can think of something memorable that you can give them besides just a business card, right? Something maybe kind of cool, maybe a cool sticker or magnet or something unique that they're gonna hold on to and pull out is really fun too. One thing I've done is I do a lot of the visionary artwork. So I've done it's kind of a giant business card, but it's got an artwork on it that I made, and people are like, "Oh, that's super cool," and they hang it up. And I've had people years later like, "I still have your artwork hanging up on my desk, right?" And they got my information right there. So something that can kind of stick out for them is a fun way to go too.
So your information is on the beautiful big artwork.
Right, right. Yeah, they got it all there, but they also have an artwork that they're like, "Oh, this is beautiful. I want to, put this up in my room or my altar or something like that." And so my business card is on their altar or on their, on their desk. So it's good ways to just think creatively to get yourself out there. And if you look at all the big companies, do creative marketing stuff. They have those unique products or posters or free giveaways of different things they do that how many people have probably a cup in some cabinet somewhere with, like, says Coca-Cola on it or Pepsi or something that they got at some festival or whatever, right? Their stuff's all over. They put tons of money in that stuff, but they know like, okay, this is something people are going to hold on to likely and keep this thing around their house. So
Definitely. It's about making it memorable and accessible and easy to reach, I think.
right, yeah, totally, exactly.
And also, it's kind of free advertising if your stuff is on a business card. Like somebody could take a photo of that and pass it on and refer it to somebody else.
Yeah,
So it's like word of mouth advertising.
yeah, 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 and that's becoming bigger and bigger, right? People using their phone and QR codes, having those out are really nice. Um, so yeah, lots of fun ways to think and build those connections.
Definitely. And I've also found some people are very shy, so they don't want to be on video, but they're great at talking. So they make videos like podcasts and they can still be on YouTube and talking without showing their face.
Right.
So it's like it's great coaching to somebody who's kind of wanting to step out,
Hmm.
but is kind of hesitant. So to build their confidence, they can also do videos like talk videos, but with creative artwork and creative designs. Like they
Yeah.
could today, I'm not at home, so I have my little screen.
Right.
You can still hear my voice, you can hear my intent, but
Yeah.
it's just something that represents me. But sometimes, like when you do artwork, do sometimes people put it as an image of a podcast design?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I've done lots of custom artwork for people over the years, and they use it, yeah, for their logo, for their podcast, book covers, CD covers, social media banners. So yeah, it's cool to be able to make something really unique that's again their signature as like the elements of them and their qualities and their business that they can reuse and their brand everywhere. So
Exactly.
yeah,
And it showcases your talent and your work and your ability.
yeah,
And then they can refer, oh, I met this great guy, Aaron. He designed this for me. I would recommend them highly for more artwork. Or I think that's word of mouth is
yeah,
fantastic as
yeah,
well.
huge. Yeah, totally, totally. That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So do you teach Reiki, shamanism, meditation?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll have people reach out to me for those services. I do private sessions to help people, just through their journey. I also teach as well. So I've got like almost another sort of side business, if you will, or sort of separate thing that's a little more focused on that, which is through my Aaron Pyne site. And I kind of have taken all those things and kind of made my own unique styles of those kind of modalities.
Beautiful. And if somebody feels a little stuck on creativity, inspiration, or success, how can you help them with that to get inspired to find that creativity?
Yeah. So it can be a mix, right, of doing some energy work, healing work, Reiki, and multidimensional work to open up the energy fields. And usually there's a levels of fear or trauma or disconnection from their creative source, their divine source. And so I'll take them through a process, right? That's both healing, guided meditation, journey work, shamanic work, to go into the systems and see where there's those limitations. And sometimes it could be like a confidence thing, like I don't believe in myself, or I'm too shy to do this, or who am I to do this, right? So releasing those limitations in the system, and then really connecting you with your multidimensional self, your magic, as I like to call it, right? This that creative pulse that's within each of us, and give you the inner juice to connect with that and bring that to life. So yeah, do one-on-one sessions to help people really tap into that, and then access that for themselves, for their life, for their relationships, for their passion, and then also into their work, into their projects, into their purpose. And
Beautiful.
it's an important process because it's right as you are living, as you're bringing your gifts to the world, you're also have to step into that yourself, right? As you're helping others uplift them, you uplift yourself, you open up yourself, and you become a model of that, right? You become a template of that. It's like if I want to inspire others to live their true self and be spiritually connected, you are opening that within yourself to expand your energy, your consciousness, and connect more with your spirit. So that's that process. And I love to help people like get that and really begin to embody that and bring that to life for themselves.
And would you say that brings confidence and and also inspires the success?
Oh yeah, yeah, totally, yeah. Um, because once you've connected into that true depth of your spirit, that divine source, that essence, that strengthens you because you're drawing from that. The oftentimes the lack of confidence or the fear, right, is because of those traumas, or maybe somebody told you weren't good enough, or kind of more external things, right, that have happened to you or you've picked up. This is going into that deep sacred place within you and living from there and bringing forth from there. And that, as you allow that to flow through you, um, it becomes just this powerful generator of your own life force energy, and you continue to build that, expand that. And for me, that's my truth is within me, is that divine self, that sacred self. That is my truth that I continue to listen to and cultivate and follow each day. And that's my directive. That's what moves me in my purpose in my life. And if I feel some fear or lack of confidence, if I'm going up to do a big presentation or something like that in front of a lot of people, which I've done, I'm like, okay, this opportunity actually for me to bring forth more of my essence, bring forth more of my magic, right? That the mind wants to be like, oh no, oh no. And I'm like, no, this is actually I get to bring forth more and do and expand even more. This is an opportunity for that. So kind of helping people reshape and redirect their energy and expand their potential into this world. And it's so important right now for people to step up into their true self and bring that to the world, because so many people are needing it and ready for it.
Yeah, and what if a person is just wanting to step into doing healing work? They have some creative ideas, but they're kind of stuck. You mentioned you do roadmaps with people. So, how would you work with somebody who's just so brand new and so fresh? It's just, they might have an idea,
Mhm.
but nothing is coming, like it's visual in their holographic field, but it's not coming out physically. So, how would you help guide them with the roadmaps to figure that out with?
Yeah. So I would definitely love to do like a consultation session, and we would talk about, see where they're at, what they have, and then I'll usually tune into the energy system and call in their guides and start to see I'll usually start to see more of their map and where they're kind of wanting, where their soul's wanting to go and is ready for, and then I start laying that out for them. Often I love the tree of life as a framework, as a concept of the roots, like your foundations, your past, what you've learned, what you know, the trunk being where you're at right now, what can we build right now, and then the branches basically being the dream, the goal, the vision, the heavens, and where do we want to go to. And so I use that as a kind of framework to help sort of stabilize and bring together all the pieces in their life. And even looking back, not just like, say they just, for example, maybe they just learned Reiki and they want to start the Reiki healing. Awesome. And also, let's look at your what were you doing before that? Were you in the corporate environment? Were you, doing something in the community? Like accessing all these different parts of yourself, because they're all important. even if you're doing things that, you might think are not spiritual or not in alignment with who you are now, your soul went through those things for one reason or another. Let's see if there's anything that's your roots. Let's see if there's anything there we can make use of and help you grow your tree into something new, right? And then we start seeing where can we go with this and mapping that out and saying, okay, where do we go with this in your website? Where can we go with this marketing? Oh, maybe you were in a big corporate job and you knew thousands of people there. Can we tap into that network to get you going? A lot of those people probably need some Reiki healing, right? So,
Mhm.
how can we make use of the gifts and what you're bringing to the table now? So we kind of look at all those and intuitively I'll tune in with them and their soul and their spirit guides to develop this framework and give them that confidence. Like, okay, yeah, I've got something here to work with and a place to start. Because as we were talking about, it can be a big thing, right? To make that first leap and okay, now I'm going to start doing energy healing work or readings or something very new, right? So let's create a foundation that you can step onto and expand from. So it's really important to see, the whole picture of what you got and be grateful for that. And then, like I said, you were there for some reason. Let's see what we can make of it and get you going.
Definitely. As well, I'm just psychically intuitive seeing that. Are you able to draw portraits of people or they're just energetic essence?
Yeah, yeah. I've had a lot of people reach out to me for that. Um, I've done a mix of things where we can create something. I really love if they send a picture of themselves, and then because that really solidifies it a bit more, and then we can add in their energy, maybe different spirit guides and allies, other things they're connected to, geometries, and I've had people we create something custom for them, and then they've got that, and they'll hang that up on their altar, their office, wherever, so they can see that every day, and that really helps them, really empowers them, right? Like, oh yeah, that's who I really am. Even if I'm having a rough day, that's my true essence, and helps them stabilize and stay with that and sort of charge them up for the day.
Yeah, because I was getting you do more than logos and design artwork, that portraits and aura reading
Yeah.
and guides and even multidimensional and extraterrestrial beings are something that you
Oh
can
yeah.
bring forth and draw.
Yeah. 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 I've done all the different realms, fairies to angels to extraterrestrial, all the nature spirits, animal spirits. Yeah. And I've done whole entire oracle decks for people as well. So lots of potential there.
Because
And
you can see and feel the energy. You have the ability to bring that vibration to the
mm,
physical visual field so
yeah,
people feel it and see it.
yeah, and that's what I've witnessed over the years is how much the visuals that I'm able to create, how much that uh, builds that connection to these other realms and validates for people. And I've had so many people say, see my artwork or I create something for them, and they're like, that's what I've seen inside in my meditations, but I haven't been able to express it. And then for them to see that physically is so profound, right? To physicalize it, to bring it to life is really really amazing. And so it's been an honor to be able to bring that through for so many people.
I see that as a vibration of blue, green, purple, yellow energy, and white energy and purple in you. It's just
Mm,
like your auric colors are
mm,
so strong and
thank you.
vibrate. So it's connected to the light of the universe. Sometimes people will describe something to you, and you can just draw it or digitally create it. They don't even need to send you a picture of something. You see it on that field of visualization
Yeah,
based on the description, or they don't tell
totally.
you anything about themselves and you just see
Yeah,
what's in their holographic vision or in their soul or universe, what they're connected to universally.
yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, I usually our clients will come in and then I just go into that meditation and it's like a internal screen, right? Comes up and it's like, okay, this, and here's how we're gonna lay out the symbols and what symbols they need and all that kind of comes together in that. So yeah.
You're able to energetically and expressively put that out through your artwork because you're
Mm,
multi-talented artistically.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
That's just in you. I didn't know that you could do portraits. That just was in your field of energy
Mm,
vibration.
I love it. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about that because I could feel images coming in that you're able to tell a person what you're seeing through their soul field or through their guides, and that
Mm,
comes out as creative physical expression in different artwork.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Would you like to share your beautiful websites? You have several
Yeah.
websites.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's see here. Share screen.
There's a lot of creativity, colors, vibrancy, and spirituality in the websites. I could feel the healing energy when I was looking at your beautiful work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, good vision design. So this one's really focused on the website and the branding and the graphic design for people. Um, get the web design, the graphic design, marketing, and general consultations. So yeah, I've tried to really have this magical cosmic feel. This is some of my, you can also see my artwork here. Show some of that, some different products. I've got clothing and pillows and oracle decks and all kinds of fun stuff with my artwork on it. And, yeah, I'll show you. So this artwork I've been, gosh, almost close to 20 years now. I've been creating this artwork. And you can see the main different layers of spirit, and each one has its own sort of story and energy and meaning behind it. Those are there. And then I've got an Oracle deck that has a good fair amount of these artworks on the Oracle deck as well. Then yeah, just show you that we've got the web design, so you can find out more about all these services. I do the web design, the graphic design, video, helping you with the marketing, ongoing plans. So that's Sacred Vision Designs. And then I'll show you, I got Aaron Pyne here, which is kind of I've got this whole beautiful avatar I go by as the Elven Wizard, right? So that's my way of like blending all these different things I do. That felt, people have called me a shaman or mystic or this or that, but the concept of the Elven Wizard, which I'll talk about a little bit more, is this avatar is this way that I express my magic and all the different things I do. So this site has this the healing sessions I do, private mentoring, uh, connecting with your avatar. I also do mead ceremonies, which are sacred. It's a sacred honey wine, which is connected to magic and the fairies and the elves, and the goddess. So I offer those as well. Occasionally do some weddings. So that's all sort of my personal spiritual offerings is through the Aaron Pine side here. Also light language experiences as well, and helping people activate their light language, their soul language, and bring that through. So you can check that out. And then one of my big endeavors I've been working on lately is this Inner Realms journey. I can show that.
Mhm.
Um, so this is a new product I've been building the last few years. It's an adventure meditation experience. So it guides you through this growing series of meditations, and in them there's beautiful music and soundscapes, and the meditations help you connect with your avatar, right? Mine being the Elven Wizard. It's this mythical concept of your higher self, and then through these meditations you begin to explore different realms, and there's meditations to extraterrestrial realms, Lyrians, Pleiadians. I've got more coming, angel realms, fairy realms, all sorts of different worlds. And each meditation is its own fun adventure journey to these different ones. And there's space in there for your own connection to open up. And there's a lot of fun quests and trainings in here to help you bring that magic to life. So this is sort of a culmination of all my lean in here. You get different healing through the process. Uh, so I've been building this out, and I've got a Kickstarter as well that just launched for the new book, which I can show you guys a sneak peek of here. This is one of the sample books here. see that we're doing the Kickstarter for, and designed all the artwork in this book. And this book goes along with the meditation journey, so it helps you really dive into the whole process. You're going to work with your biosuit, which is like your energy systems, connect with your avatar, your inner sanctuary, which is the home world of your avatar, of your higher self. And then you connect with all the different realms. You get to go on these different adventures to different worlds. And then there's sections in here in the back to track all of your creations and really develop them. And so this is powerful. It's got a lot of shamanic journey work in it. It's got a lot of healing work in it. It's opens up the imagination and creativity. It's also fun. It's designed also as partially a game to help you, encourage you to go on this magical journey. And it's for adults, and we also have a whole kids program as well we've been developing. So that really brings together all these different things. And if you're a healer, if you're a psychic, if you've been on different meditation paths, this helps you actually synergize your gifts and then grow them to new levels. I've had a lot of people I've been sharing this with that I've been doing this sort of spiritual work for years, and I'm like, oh, this just up leveled my own experience, because it synergizes a lot of the different traditions of healing, of spirituality. So I'm very excited. We just launched the Kickstarter. I can show you that for the book. So you can go to irjbook.com, and let me get the front end here. This will take you to the Kickstarter page here, and you can see there's this really fun video I made of me as the Elven Wizard here. You can watch and check that out. And you can see we're almost about halfway to our goal to get this book printed. And lots of fun information about the book and different fun things you can contribute to be part of this project to bring it to life.
And it's a very special book. I like how each page has color, it has images, and it has the ability for you to learn and work with it. So it looks like a very interactive book. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, it has a lot in there, right? And it's synergized with the meditations on the website. So it's almost like a fun workbook, right, with the meditations and what you're experiencing in the journeys to then bring it to the book. And the book helps to really bring that to life, right? And core concept of that is the avatar, which is this, like I said, this mythical concept of who you truly are, your real essence. And this came about through years of doing healing work for myself and others, of like, okay, if we release all this stuff, we're healing all these things, where does this go to? It's like, oh, you're going back to your true self, to your multidimensional self, to that magical self that you are. And this allows you to really get a clear idea of that, and then start to embody that and live that. And the book and the meditations really help you develop that. It's like developing your higher self character. And then how can you be and to live by that? Like, I'm always constantly asking myself, how can I be more the Elven Wizard today, right? How can I be more of that magic? How can I be more of that connected to nature? And that for me is my joy and my play, my passion, and brings me alive, and right. And it excites me. And then, my friends, my family, my community can feel that. My followers on my social media can feel that. They're like, oh yeah, the Elven Wizard, right? They get into it. So this helps you develop that mythical version of yourself. And it could be anything. I've got people that have done their cosmic phoenix priestess queen, and furry mermaid, sorcerer, and warrior, and all kinds of fun stuff. And so this helps inspire that imagination, and really through the meditations take you deep inside yourself to bring that out and bring that true essence forth, and embody that and bring that to life.
That's fantastic. Will you ever do a dragons book with all the different dragons?
Yeah, that's they keep bugging me. The dragons are like, we're ready. Like, I've got a whole list of stuff for the dragons that's coming out. Yeah, totally.
It's very strong, because
Very strong.
the blue dragon and the air dragon, the silver dragon, it's like, we want our colors, we want our descriptions, we want our book.
You're like the 6th, 7th person in the last couple of weeks asking me about the dragons.
Oh, well, they're coming through and they're like, it's our turn. You've done all the beautiful other representations, but you're connected to us and you channel us. It's like it's like you channel the energy of the dragons, and you have There
Got
you
one right
go.
here. It's my little dragon necklace.
Blue,
Blue one, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like you have so
You're
much
on it.
channeled info about dragons. They're
Mm-hmm.
waiting their turn and they're like
Yeah.
knocking at that mystical door.
Yeah.
Where's our book? We're
Where's everybody? Yeah.
ready.
Let's get, I'll tell them we'll get this book going and then I'll on to you guys next.
Hmm.
I love it. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Thank you for
Oh,
the dragon
it's just
acknowledgement.
the nudge, like the energy's there. I could feel
Right there.
them,
Yeah. Yeah.
several of them. And blue, your blue dragon is amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's my little friend.
Yeah, he will love being represented in the book.
Right, totally. Yeah, yeah, they got they're a little bit in here, and in the journeys there are that you discover about this dragon council. And there's a few dragons in there so far. There's like you're tapping into, there's many more to come through for me to break through here for this. So
Oh,
yeah.
you have about 200 dragons.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
They're like they're all I can feel them
Uh,
energetically. They're your protectors.
yeah.
They're part of your inner, like you've had inner earth lifetimes. They're
Hmm.
part of your inner earth lifetimes. You've had
Hmm.
Lemurian lifetimes. So these dragons have been with you since Lemuria, inner earth, very couple of thousand years ago. So
Yeah.
this is like millennial. It
Right.
continues throughout your lifetimes. The dragons are always there. They
Yeah.
always have a voice through you to
Yeah.
represent them,
Mm.
and to protect you with their energy. So I think it's a symbiotic relationship that you've had with
Yeah.
many lifetimes with the dragons.
Totally. Yep, that's spot on. Yeah, that was. I remember back in I think it's about sixth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade is the first time I remember being exposed really to dragons. I think in some books, and I remember I couldn't stop drawing them like all day. I'd be in school, I'd be paying attention to what's going on, and I'm also drawing dragons all over the side of my paper and stuff. So, yeah, as soon as I was had a conscious awareness of them, they were like, hey, hello, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have a story to tell through you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
That'll come through.
That's come through. Yep. Yep. It's next on my list here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's strongly on your. It's your next big project.
Thanks, I love it. Yep. I love it.
Yeah, it's like that water air energy within
Mm,
you is very strong. That blue frequency of fire
yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. Love it.
Excellent. Well, that's these beautiful sites are really great to see. Like
Thank
what
you.
work you do, what inspires you, your creativity, the color, the vibration, and
Thank
the
you.
artwork is amazing. It stands out for who you truly are and the
Yeah.
wonderful spiritual healing work you do.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Love it. Yeah, there's one of the dragons.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. 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 It's my life to yeah. I'm like I feel like I'm a bridge between these worlds, right? To bring it through for people. So
Oh yeah, you have
yeah.
such beautiful connections to the higher realms, the densities, all the
Hmm.
other worlds around us beyond 3D. Like it
Hmm.
shows in this artwork and how you are able to see other people's worlds and give them idea what that looks like in your
Yeah.
work.
Right. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. When I'm working with clients, it's like I'm traveling into their universe, and we're like, all right, oh, okay, this is what you got going on here. Let's pull some of this, and we need a little of that, and then we'll bring that together here.
Mhm. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great ability to have.
Hmm. Yeah, it's fun. Love it.
And David recommended you. He said you were impressionable, you listened, you were caring, and you
Mm.
really worked with him one on one to hear the ideas and integrate that into the website.
Yeah,
So it felt like a very team building experience for him, and
totally.
you understood what he needed for the
Yeah,
website.
yeah, yeah. That's it. I want my clients to succeed. One because I know they're bringing through important stuff into the world. So that's key. And then of course, right, their success, they're gonna come back to me and hire me for more things. So yeah, I really like to get in there. And he had a vision. He had a lot of pieces to his vision, right? A lot of different systems he wanted and things. So I really had to dive into his world, right, and see what he's got going on with his school and all the pieces. and then figure out the technical systems, right, that could make that happen, and then synergize and say, okay, we can do this and that, and then also give him ideas. But have you thought about this thing? And he's not very wasn't as technically inclined, so I was able to give him other insights of ways we could do things, or what might make sense long term for him, or marketing wise. So yeah, I really like to feel like I'm part of their team, and I'm helping them to grow their school and what they're bringing to the world. So
And it's
yeah,
also important that you are connected in David's world because you're a healer, you do a lot of intuitive work and an artist, and David is connected to those things in his world. So
really,
it works as a synergistic team building opportunities because you both understand each other, where you come from
right,
and how you
right,
connect.
right, exactly. Yep,
You know the language, you know the skills, you know how the abilities work.
right, right. Yeah, they do a lot of like right channeling. He works with dragons and different spirit beings, so it's like okay, he's explaining to me everything they do in the school, and I'm like, yep, got it, got it, got it, got it.
It's
So
synergistic.
it's synergistic, and I know it makes. I want to make it as easy for them as possible, right? Like because I know it's a big thing for them to delve into this website and setting that all up and putting this new temple together, right, for his work, the structure, this form. So I want to make it a seamless process for him as possible, and any of my clients, and make sure it represents and is in sync, with what they're bringing through, or their wisdom and their teaching and their magic.
Excellent. That is
Yeah.
inspirational and
Mhm.
inspiring to hear. Your work is beautiful. The colors, the textures, the
Thank
artwork,
you.
the design, it just flows easily and makes sense. It's clean, yet
Mhm.
vibrant and very pleasing to the eye and easy to understand. Like it just makes sense and flows and blends.
Mhm.
Um, it's like how do you make the artwork shown and its beauty, yet it's not overwhelming. It just flows. The just beautiful blending.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love to bring that beauty, inspire people.
Hmm. And it shows your artistic talent and your website skills and coding, how you just blend everything together, make it seamless, like it belongs together. The ideas just flow. And that's
Mhm.
how a website should look like. It should be a representation of you and your clients and their creative abilities and what they stand for.
That's it. Exactly. Mm.
It's I think it's part of that creative vision and the ability to just vibrate with somebody and truly connect with who they are and what the needs are and help
Yeah.
them create that vision and special temple.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Help them like manifest their gifts,
Mhm,
ground their gifts
definitely.
into this world. Yeah. That's it.
And you do that beautifully and synergistically because I feel a very calm vibration from you, a very place of where people can come and connect with you in a very welcoming way that's
Mm.
harmonious to their vision and the vision that you see for them, and it blends together very beautifully and easily.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I like to create that safe space, right? Because I know this too can be a big thing, right? To start to share these gifts, these spiritual gifts, or these special teachings. So to create that safe space where they feel comfortable to bring that out and express all the pieces of it. Is very
Exactly.
important. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, again, thank you so much. This
Mm-hmm.
is so creatively inspirational because
Yay.
I don't know many people like you who can speak about how do you create a sacred environment online that feels welcoming, safe, and something totally different that feels like you're physically there and you
Mm-hmm.
imbue the holographic, artistic, spiritual healing perspective with a very welcoming business perspective where a person can just go and explore and be on a journey and
Right.
feel they're not just clicking on a website, but actually being in an interactive world of itself.
That's it. That's it. Love it. That's
It,
my joy.
you create the joy beautifully because you physically express that in a holographic online environment that feels It's the building of worlds, literally.
Mhm. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, these are building the worlds exactly. You got it.
Well, and it feels safe and inviting. That's the first thing I saw and felt when I went to your website, David's
Mhm.
website, the new website. I just felt, wow, I want to know this person behind the creations. I know
Uh,
David pretty well, and
right.
it's the first time I ever saw the new website. And I said, who is this vibrant energy soul that I'm seeing
Right.
energetically? I want to
Aw.
know him and what he does
Right.
creatively and expressively. So I reached out and I said, I would like to interview you and get to know more about your spiritual work and your business and how everything comes together in a healing spiritual capacity.
Thank you. I appreciate you reaching out and checking everything out. Yeah, it's been wonderful.
Thank
Grateful
you
to
so
get to share with
much.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're so welcome.
beautiful. And how can people reach you?
Yeah, so of course I got a few things here. You can go to, I guess you can see the screens here. This is the Inner Realms journey. If you want to go on this fun adventure meditation, you can sign up for the free trial there. You can go to the sacredvisiondesigns.com. So that's more the websites and the artwork and the branding, a little more that business side. And then you can go to aaronpyne.com or Aaron Michael Pyne. That's with a Y. And that's for a little more like the one-on-one work, spiritual work, healing work, spiritual consultation, spiritual training. So any of those sites, ultimately you'll get to me. and often sometimes these weave together. I might be making a website for somebody and start to do healing work, or we start doing healing work, and then they also need a website. So often these different things weave together.
Awesome.
So yeah, and I think if you Google Aaron Pine, you'll find me pretty quick.
Excellent. It was a pleasure to meet you, to get to know you, and to
So
connect.
wonderful. So wonderful.
Thank you
Really
so
appreciate it.
much.
All right. Have a beautiful night. Take
You
care.
too.
Blessings. Bye.
Bye.